I want to do a short video because I really enjoy telling stories. That's something that I've grown accustomed to being a preacher of the gospel of Jesus Christ. And in the process of telling this story, I really want to thank the Shelcaster Network, CEO Hammondberg from Plano, Texas, for aiding me and just assisting me in getting back on the air with my production, Stevie B Media Productions. Ladies and gentlemen, back in October of 2024, I received an email from my current network at the time, Blog Talk Radio from New York City, New York. They were informing me and about 25 other hosts who were producing live shows on their network at the time that they were going out of business on January the 31st, 2025. Now, there was no explanation in this email as to the reason why they were going out of business. So, to suggest any reasons at this juncture would just be counterproductive. So, I'm not even going to go into that. Now, I was with that network, Blog Talk Radio, for 8 years. But when I was broadcasting my shows with Blog Talk Radio, I was only broadcasting audio only. You could go to those Blog Talk radio websites, and you would find my picture out of all those hosts that were broadcasting on that website through Blog Talk Radio. You would consistently find my radio shows on the first four pages of that website. And sometimes you would see my picture on the first page of the website, and my picture would be the biggest one on the page of the Blog Talk Radio website. So I was doing really well with Blog Talk Radio. But my shows were audio only. There was no live videos being produced with the shows that I was doing with the Blog Talk Radio. But at the time, I was completely happy doing my shows with the audio only format because my thinking has always been that you're supposed to listen to radio. You're not supposed to watch radio as if you're watching a television program. So I knew I was not going to want to do any live shows on video because my Friday night shows are 2 hours long. And I knew I wouldn't want to just sit there for 2 hours in this studio for 2 hours doing a live show. So I've always been feeling that way for years. And I've been saying this for years that I never wanted to do live shows on video. So now I was faced with a dilemma. If I wanted to keep on producing my shows, would have to pay these companies a ridiculous amount of money, or I would just have to succumb to podcasting with the video format. So, as fate would have it, ladies and gentlemen, as fate would have it, one night back in December of 2024, I had a guest on my show named Robert Guy from Dallas, Texas. I had a chance to meet Robert down in Jacksonville, Florida at the 2024 NACAMA Awards. So I had Robert on the show, and we was discussing at the time. We was not only talking about what had happened in Jacksonville, Florida at the Camo Awards, but now we began to talk about what was happening to me in regards to Blog Talk Radio going out of business. And I had to find another broadcasting company to broadcast through. This is what we was talking about on that particular show. I'll find that episode and I'll post that because I want people to see or listen to that conversation that we had on that show. But now the second guest that I had on that show that night was Hammond Burke. He's the CEO of the Shelcaster Network. Now I've been working with Hammond for a few years prior to this happening. Anyway, we worked together as well at the NACAMA Awards, the National Academy of Christian Acapella Music Artist Awards in Jacksonville, Florida in 2024. So he was no stranger to me. So I knew Hammond. So when his segment began on the show, Hammond had informed me that he heard everything that was said when I was talking to Robert Guy, and that I shouldn't worry about it because he got me. And I was just flabbergasted at what he had said on that show. I was flabbergasted so much I made him repeat it. I made him repeat what he had said on the show just so I could be clear of what I was actually hearing him saying on that live show. So Hammond Burke was a man of his word, and he built me a studio with a television component. So now I'm doing my live shows now with a television component. These shows are being aired live now. As you're seeing it right now, this is actually how I do my shows, as you'll see in this video. But the only reason I was doing my shows this way is because of the feature that Hammond had created on my studio that afforded me the ability to have not have to sit down behind the camera for 2 hours. I didn't think it would be possible, but we know that with God, all things are possible. So I just wanted to thank God for putting Hammond Burke in my path, in my life, and affording me the opportunity to continue my broadcasting career, as well as to be a part of the Shelcaster Network family. I just want to thank you, Hammond. You've definitely been a blessing to me. So I just want to thank you. God bless you.